Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, my goal is at the end of this video is for you to know how you can become a freelance writer, freelance copywriter, or a freelance writing mentor. If this is your first time in my channel, my name is Lacaba. I am the virtual ate. Make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you get my videos every Sundays and Thursdays on how to work from home. Today, we're going to be joined by an amazing woman. She is a website copywriter, a freelance writing mentor, and an anti-violence against women advocate. She is devoted to helping her clients turn their boring copy into enticing messages, her mentees to start a successful freelance writing business, and victims of women abuse break free from their abusive relationships. Her mission is to be a good servant of God through her blessings. She believes that everyone was sent in this universe for a perfect purpose. So again, joining us today is the amazing mother aunt, Miss Charlyn Awing. Hi!
Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
awesome to have you here. So today we're going to be focusing on both your story as being a copywriter and actually becoming a freelance writing mentor. So how did you get started working online?
All right, so let me just share with you my story. My older sister actually introduced online freelancing to me, and I was like, "Wow, that's amazing! Like, how can people work from home? Is that real?" So I was like, "Yeah, super surprised." And
Mhm.
then I actually started doing it. Like, I went to internet cafes to research more about it. But there were struggles along the way. The internet wasn't stable, and I wasn't that skilled. So that's part of the mindset, actually. Yeah, let's fast forward. In 2016, when I had those break points, I actually collected breaking points wherein I started questioning myself and asking also God
Mhm.
and yeah, yeah, the universe, what's happening to me? What is this really for me? Is this really what I was meant for, or is this really what I was here in this world for? So there was one time when I had to really choose between my family and my job. But yes, I had to choose my job, of course, because if I lose it, my kids would starve. But 2016, I resigned from my previous job, the latest job that I had. I was actually jumping from one agency to another,
Mhm.
and there's the reason behind that, and I'm going to share it with you later. But anyways, that's how I started online freelancing. So I had collected breaking points before I actually jumped into it.
So I like that you were introduced to it. It's such a common story, and people are like, "Is that real? Is that something you can really do? You can earn online?"
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and of course that breaking point of it's actually real. It's actually something you can do. So what was the skill that you got started with when you made that breakover in 2016?
I actually started with a job position title like graphics design, web
Mm-hmm.
designer, and article writer. So that was actually very vague.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't know why I attracted clients in the freelance writing industry more. So that's why I chose to, yes, go with freelance writing.
Okay. So, and then you eventually became a copywriter. So, as a freelance writer or copywriter, what do you do? What is that? What? How do you serve your clients?
A freelance writer actually, yes, write write contents
Yeah.
and copy for your clients. And examples of this are blog posts, social media captions. Yes, as simple as social media captions. You can also be paid for doing that. And emails, landing pages, website pages, product descriptions, sales pages, case studies, researches, and others. So you can actually do a lot of article writing when you start freelance writing. But yes, there will come a time that you're going to choose what you really want to do, what you love the most.
That's awesome. I want to ask more about copywriting. A lot of people who comment, a lot of people who ask me questions, ask more about copywriting more than writing. So, what's the difference between being just a writer and a copywriter?
If you become a copywriter, your focus actually is to sell. So you're going to be selling the products or offers or services of your
Mm-hmm.
clients. And compared to if you're just a freelance writer, like you are writing blog posts and social media captions,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have other goals aside from selling. So that's the difference between the other type of content writing versus copywriting.
Thank you. That will definitely help because a lot of the people who are watching this are people who want to get into working online, but they have no idea like what is this? What's a copywriter? Is that one really funny example that I had? Is that the person who registers for copyright? I'm like, no,
Yes.
no, that's not what it means. So thank you for making that clear for whoever's watching this. That no, that's not. You're not registering a book for copyright or anything for copyright. You're writing to sell.
Yeah, to be honest, I also had that time where I asked, "What's a copywriter? Is it that person who registers like you shared earlier?"
It's we have words in the English language now. You just remove the W in the copywriter, and it is a different word. So yeah, it's a very common misconception. So far, what has been the most surprising thing about working online?
Right. So this is going to be longer
It's
longer story.
okay.
Yeah. So I just want to share this story because I know that some of you can relate actually. Before I started online freelancing in general, yeah, I had those times where I cry at night because we were financially unstable. I got debts and bills to pay, and I was thinking of where am I gonna get money to pay for this? And my
Mhm.
salaries get delayed for up to 5 months actually. I experienced those times.
Mhm.
And I can't even buy simple requests for my kids, like for example, their favorite fruits or apple or
Mhm.
even an inexpensive toy. So it was really hard. If you're a mom, you will understand me. Like you will feel guilty that you can provide even the simplest things that your children wants. So that's the way back then. I also remember that even if you work so hard, you earn the same amount,
Mhm.
especially if you are working with the government or the corporate
Mhm.
setting where you will get paid fixed rate per day. And another struggle was I can't land better paying positions because I am not a college graduate. And again, if you are in the corporate or government setting, you know how it works there. So yeah, that's my biggest struggle actually. And I did my best to work plus study plus be a mom plus do other business. But you
Mm.
know, we are just human. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah.
So, working online from home helped me realize my true worth. It opened my eyes to lots of possibilities, such as charging higher rates
Mhm.
regardless of my education, being with my family whenever they need me, so I don't need to choose between my job and my family. And of course, I had also this chance to support my advocacies that I believe in. So that's the biggest surprise that I actually encountered when I entered online freelancing.
I definitely see, the struggle. Like, I'm lucky that I found working online when I was really, really young, so I didn't have to go through the corporate and the government. And like, a lot of people kind of know this about me. I actually never finished college as well because I had really bad PTSD, couldn't go back, and then
Mm-hmm.
got this job, and then now I've been here for 6 years. So it's definitely, each person has a journey. Each person has a
Yes.
thing that they get to where they are now. So thank
Mm-hmm.
you so much for sharing that. It's definitely, I'm not a mom. I'm an ate. That's why I'm a virtual ate. But it's definitely, I can see the struggle. I know that my parents have gone through the same thing. I think most parents go through the same thing. So I love that you shared that. I love that you were able to find your place, and you don't
Thank
have to
you.
show a certain piece of paper to show that you can earn more. You just know that you have more possibilities online. So thank you. That's awesome. So, what has been your favorite thing about being a copywriter, a writer, or even a writing mentor? What has been your favorite thing about that journey so far?
Being a copywriter allows you to choose the industry that you want to help actually. So aside from that, I also get the chance to learn more about the industry. Like for example, I want to help this industry. It's like a multiple purpose. I also get to help the clients and of course the people that they also help. So that's one of the favorite things I love about my job,
Mm.
yes, or my business. And as a mentor, of course, I love the fact that I get to help other aspiring freelance writers. I get to hear their own stories, their journey of how they discovered freelance writing and what they want to achieve in the future. And I would want to be part of their success also. And I've got success stories already that some of my mentees have already landed their own freelance writing business or freelance writing gigs. It's very fulfilling. Yeah, that's actually the most exciting part, the sense of fulfillment to help your clients and your mentees.
Oh, that's very true. And I actually just did an interview with someone who was the same thing. Like she said that she couldn't coach herself, but being able to help other coaches felt like she was doing that. So and I love that you said that, you know, as a copywriter, if you get into, and this is something that I always advise when people are don't know what the niche to go in, who to work for. I'm like, start with what you like. Start with who do you actually want to help in the future. Like it could be a for a gamer who wants to actually really want to start gaming, you work with someone who's a gamer, because then you learn the ins and outs of that industry. So it's very much start with what you like. And I like that you did say that that's what you like doing. You get to do different industries that you're actually interested in. You get to know the ins and the outs of that. So what
Yeah.
has been a shortcut that you found so far that has made things easier for you as a writer, a copywriter, or a writing mentor?
So I don't actually want to use the word shortcut, but if you would ask me a tip on what's the easiest way to earn a living as a freelance writer, I would just recommend that you just trust the process. So find mentors, yes, mentors, not just one, in the niche and industry that you want to enter. And just this is really very important. You have to build a habit of taking action and being consistent in what you do. So if your mentor says, do this, you have to do it, and you have to do it consistently. So you have to avoid distractions, or what we call the shiny objects online, because actually it will lead you to keep starting from where you were before. Yeah, you won't be
Mm.
moving forward if you allow yourself to get distracted by this lots of shiny objects that you see. And lastly, also practice doing your own research, of course, especially in the industry that you want to help.
Those are three very awesome tips, and I love that you started with trust the process, avoid avoid Chinese syndrome. There's I found the other day a very funny way of saying shiny object syndrome is basically, have you watched the movie Up, the one where the big balloons with the house? Did you watch that movie?
I'm sorry, but
It's
I mean,
okay.
I think I don't have time to watch movies na talaga.
It's okay. It's okay. But basically, it's a Pixar. It's a Pixar movie where inside, in there, there's like a talking dog. Well, it's not really talking.
Mhm.
It has a translator, and every time, even though there's no squirrel, he'll say squirrel, and then get totally distracted from what he was doing. So someone pointed that out of like, yeah, that's the shiny object syndrome. Like hunting squirrel. So that's the best way. That's awesome that you pointed it out. Like, yeah, no, it's definitely better to just stick to one thing and see if you actually love it, because a lot of the time we are driven by fear that no, this might not
Yes.
work out for me in the long run, and I might just waste my time. But you are wasting your time by jumping around. So yeah,
Mhm.
thank you.
Mhm.
That's a really good advice for someone who's thinking of going into writing or even copywriting. So what would be a good advice for someone who is just getting started? Let's say 15-year-old Leon is watching this interview. What would you give as an advice?
So, to someone who is like a 15-year-old Lian out there, again, I would repeat the advice that I've shared earlier, but I would want to emphasize on this quote that I love to share to my audience. Knowledge without action is just a waste of time. So it actually wrapped up what we discussed earlier. So
Mm.
learn from what experts keep on saying. You have to practice 20% input and 80% output in terms of your growth. So if you really want to grow, you will grow better with action and experience, not just the input thing. Like you
Mm-hmm.
learn this and that and that and that, and then you don't take action. It's going to
Mm-hmm.
be a waste of your time.
That's very awesome. I love that. It's definitely something. If you keep learning something, but you don't actually put it out there into the real world, you don't make it a part of your life. It's kind of like you just read something for fun. You
Hmm.
didn't really get
Yeah, yes.
anything. Yeah. So, what would be a small step right now that someone could do to be able to get started becoming a writer? Where would they, where can they find possible jobs, or what is something that should be their first step before they even maybe start applying for a job?
Right. So yeah, before you start applying for a job, yes, after watching this video, I would love for you to go ahead and do a self-discovery first. You have to know about your specific niche. You have to identify your target clients, like who do you want to work with? Who will you enjoy to work with? Like, what mission do you want to support? Something like those. And then, of course, you learn from your competitors. So we say
Mm-hmm.
competitors, but they're actually not your competitors because, like they always say, your biggest competitor is yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the very first step that you need to do to discover yourself first. And then another important reminder for you is to work on your mindset every single day. Know
Mm-hmm.
that you are the CEO of your own freelance writing business. That's like what CEO? But
Mm-hmm.
yes, you're not actually an employee of your client. You are the CEO of your business. So believe that you can also achieve your big goals like how we did, but in due time. Yeah, you have to believe in that. In due time, you will also achieve your goals. So you have to be ready to also accept the fact that before success, there's always a journey that you have to go through. You need to be ready to face failures, rejections, and regrets along the way. So if you're not ready to face that, again, I remind you to work on your mindset every single day.
I just love everything that you said. I especially love that you are the CEO of your own business, because that's something that when you're going into working online, you don't really think that way. You're kind of just getting, getting employed by another boss, but you are in
Mm-hmm.
charge of a lot of things that you usually wouldn't be in charge if you just had a normal job. You're in charge of your time, you're in charge of your self growth, of your own mindset, like you said. You're in charge of who you're going to become also, because you don't have someone who's looking over your shoulder making sure you get the work done. You have to make sure that you do the work yourself. So thank you so much. That's really awesome. And I really hope a lot of people be able to watch this. And whenever someone asks me how to be a writer, I'll send them this interview video, because you gave a lot of really good pieces of advice. So what is your big, hairy, audacious goal right now? What is something that you're working towards? What's something that you want to achieve in life? It's weird and funny if you say it out loud for other people, but for you, it's really real.
It's actually a really big and audacious, like you
Mm-hmm.
said. So yes, I'm going to share this because I want to attract it. I want to
Yes.
make it real in the future. I want to have consistent clients for my copywriting business. Yeah, even if I am a freelance writing mentor, even if I am mentoring aspiring freelance writers, I would still want to have consistent clients for my own copywriting business because I want to make sure that what I am teaching to my mentees are updated.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why. I would also want to help as many holistic and natural health entrepreneurs become visible and heard out in the world because their mission for me is like super awesome. I really love their mission. That's my first goal. And the next one is, of course, to help at least 500,000 aspiring freelance writers in the next 5 years in their journey through my free contents and paid programs. Once I achieve these goals, of course, I can continuously provide for my family's needs and wants also. Plus, I can support my advocacy and the church more. So those are my goals. And also my why.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I love all of that. It's definitely attainable. It's definitely something that as more and more people get to know you and your brand also, because I love your brand, by the way, then they're more comfortable coming to you like, hey, I really need help with this. And of course, as you do more public speeches, as you do more events, 500,000, that's achievable. Just kind of keep going how you're
Thank
going. And like,
you.
yeah, that's definitely achievable. It's, you're counting how many attendees. If you get to do a speech in front of 2,000 people, that's
That's
498,000
right.
to go. How can other people support that goal? How can people find you? How can people reach out to you if they want to have a mentor for going into freelance writing? How can they get started? Or just how can more holistic clients or entrepreneurs be able to reach you and find you?
So first, to aspiring freelance writers, I would love to invite you inside the Freelance Writing Side Gig Facebook group. I'm going to share the link to Lian. And then with regards to my advocacy, I am helping victims of violence against women, and I'm doing that through my book and a small community that I have put up. So if you want to support that book, since it's in the writing process and it's a goal also this year to launch that book. So if you want to support that cause, since I'm going to give it out for free to victims of violence against women, then you can check out my Facebook page and my website. So to those who want to work with me, as if you want to have a clear brand messaging in your websites, in all your website pages, because I believe that your website should not be put out there to just stay there and crickets, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you need to also maximize the content of your website. So I'm going to help you work in your brand messaging so that it connects with your target audience. And of course, if you do that, you'll gain more targeted clients, that the more targeted clients that you want.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Charlene. This was a really great interview. I really hope that with this, for a lot of people who want to get writing, want to get into even just the freelance world, you got a lot of really good insights from Charlene, because that was a lot of really good ones. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Lian, for having me here. Thank you so much to the virtual ate.
Again, I hope you guys liked that interview. I hope you enjoyed getting amazing insights from the mother ant. Again, make sure to check out her links below so you get to know more about her. And of course, if you have any questions about working from home or freelancing, make sure to comment them below. I try to reply to every comment that I get. And please hit like, because that does help my channel grow if you do that. And speaking of, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button right there so you get my videos every Sundays and Thursdays. And check out these other two videos right here so you can learn more about how to successfully work from home. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and remember that small steps matters. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.